All right.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Sports and Songs Podcast. Andy, we're in season 3, episode number 29. Tonight is our music segment. Today is June 9th, 2022, and we've got special guests, the band, members of the band NonGrata with us tonight. Andy, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good.
How about the band? How's the band doing?
Good. Rocking and rolling.
Doing good.
Rocking and rolling. So what we've got is typically, guys, we do a Thursday episode show focusing on music, music, bands, concert reviews, upcoming tours, things like that. And we've got NonGrata on with us tonight. It's a new music, fresh music, based in Iowa City. And Andy, do you want to introduce the guys, or should we shoot it down to you guys?
Yeah, why don't you guys introduce yourselves? Who's who?
Right on. So
go ahead, Joe.
My name's Joe. I sing in the band.
My name's Talon. I'm the drummer.
My name is Jaron. I play bass.
All right, great. Thanks again for being on, guys. Kind of did my little research there, my homework on your YouTube or your Facebook page and how you all met, and been together about a handful of years now. Probably feels like longer with the whole COVID pandemic stuff, you know.
Definitely.
Just listen to the new song "Disconnect." Awesome tune. I like that one a lot. You guys write a lot of your own stuff?
Yeah, so we're 100% original. We write all our own music. In a live set, sometimes we'll throw in a cover or something to fill time or just to have some fun. But yeah, we're completely 100% original band. We write all our own stuff. So,
who do you list as like influences for you for writing?
Oh man, what's nice about us is I think everybody in the band likes different stuff, but we have enough songs and enough bands that we like in common that we can find a pretty unique mix of stuff. So like me personally, I'm a big Slipknot fan. I think a lot of the guys in the band are as well. Being from Iowa and being into heavy music, it's hard not to be. But Slipknot was big for me. I'm a huge Metallica fan, always have been. One of my biggest vocal influences would be Lane Staley from Alice in Chains.
Okay.
If I had to pick 3 major ones, those would probably be like my big 3 influences for me personally. I don't know. What about you guys?
I've always been really into like the 80s hair metal era. So Kiss has always been a really big influence for me. I've always really liked Metallica. And then if I had to give one third one, I'd probably say Iron Maiden.
Yeah, see,
nice.
our show, because Dan and I being older, is real 80s metal based, metal and hard rock.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I hear some of that in your stuff.
Nice, man. What about you, Jaron?
Actually, and after listening to your guys' stuff, this is Dan, I draw a comparison. The 4 bands that stand out the most as far as similarities is Godsmack, Saliva, and Puddle of Mud on the song Disconnect. It sounds a lot like a Puddle of Mud. And there's another band, it was Korn. I think it was Korn. Those are the 4 that when I hear, when I was doing the research here for the show, this kind of comes out to me as far as some of the sound resonates between those 4.
Definitely. I would say all those bands that you named are all bands that we listened to growing up, or at least have heard of, so having that be around us for a long time, I think we kind of, even if we're not consciously being influenced by stuff like that, it's always there because the stuff you're mentioning is super popular, and that's the stuff we were listening to as kids. So, Jaron, what about you, man?
I just mostly listened to, I think like around middle school, I got into like post-hardcore and just rock in general. Listened to a lot of like Slipknot, Escape the Fate, Falling in Reverse, just bands like that, and just kind of always wanted to listen to like the most like modern metal or just stuff like that. It's always caught my interest. Like a lot, the playlist I've been playing a lot at work is like the Adrenaline playlist on Spotify. It's got a lot of good modern metal songs in it.
Yeah. Now you guys are playing see a lot of stuff you base yourself out of Iowa, where you are. So Iowa and some Wisconsin. How often have you been up here to Minnesota to play much?
We have not been up there yet. So our plan is to, our next kind of step, I guess if you could say, we've kind of over the last couple of years kind of built this local scene, a local following, which is really great. People come out to shows when we play Iowa City and we play the Quad Cities and stuff like that. And that's awesome. But I really think our next step would be kind of taking it one step further and getting to Wisconsin, Minnesota, Chicago, Omaha, like kind of that one step out from where our local scene is. So hopefully here within the next year and a half, we'll be getting up into Wisconsin, Minnesota a lot more frequently.
Now, just give you a fair warning on the Minnesota stuff. They used to have, like, they got Lakes Jam coming up, a bunch of different concerts and bands up there. They used to have it confused. People get confused because they'd have like country music one weekend and rock music like 2 weeks later.
Sure.
They kind of combine some of that like the same weekend now.
Interesting.
So it's really neat.
Well-
Friday will be the country band, Saturday will be the rock band. So it's kind of neat, you know.
Yeah, we'll play shows with anybody, man. That's something right starting out. Our first couple shows that we played as a band, like we played with people who sounded nothing like us. We played with an all brass band. That was interesting.
I was actually at that show.
Were you
before
at
I
that
was in the
show
band,
before you joined? Yeah, but
Well, you know,
I mean,
Jimi Hendrix used to open for the Monkees. So if you think of it that way,
there you
you know.
go. Exactly.
Now, we've got the image up there for Rockfest and the dates. I'm looking forward to that. I'm not personally going this year, but from a Minnesota perspective, that's huge. A lot of Minnesotans go and make the trip over there and camp out, do the whole Cadott, Wisconsin thing. And hats off for you guys getting in there. You're on stage 5. Is that right?
I believe so. I'm not sure how the numbers work. I know we're on the Budweiser stage.
Yes. So that's stage 5 on the 14th of July. So
Yep, it's that first full day of the festival. We're really stoked on that one. So
that's awesome.
it's one of the biggest rock festivals in the country. So
intern Abby will be there reporting for us.
Awesome. Can't wait.
Is she going?
Yes. Intern Abby will be there reporting.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. And of course in Wisconsin and Iowa as well. It's been huge for so long. Now, you guys are getting a lot of airplay too on the radio, right? Is it KMFW playing a lot of the new releases? Okay.
Yeah, Rock 108. Those were some guys got in with us really, really early. Like before we even had like good studio quality stuff. We were sending them stuff, just say, hey, listen to this, tell us what you think. And they would give us some suggestions and stuff like that, things we could tweak to make it more like radio ready, higher quality songs and stuff like that. And so we just shoot them a message, every once in a while, check in, like throw them some demos and, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And they've been really, really helpful to us. We've been on the air with them a couple times and done some interviews, and they've thrown a couple of our songs in like the regular rotation, which for an independent local band is insane. So yeah, they've been great. And then another radio station out of the Quad Cities, 93.1, has helped us out a lot too by getting us on different shows and stuff in that area. So
great. Now I know, like when you're at Rockfest, is it hard not to get starstruck and awestruck when you see everybody else there? I saw on your pages other people you've performed with. Is it hard not to be in awe? And
I mean, that's one thing we've talked about a little bit is like, okay, when we get there, like, got to play it cool, like, it's cool to get excited, I still get excited when I see musicians that I never thought I'd meet in person. But after you meet so many, you do start to realize that like they're regular people too. And they get starstruck and they get excited and just like everybody else does. So once you kind of remind yourself of that, it's been easier for me. But yeah, we've kind of talked about that a little bit. Like, what do we do if we run into, Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm or something like that? Like, it's just mind blowing. So,
Lita Ford, Lamb of God.
Well, I saw you got Nita Strauss is gonna be playing there at Rockfest that same night on Thursday. She's playing.
Yep, we actually played with her a few months ago when she came through Iowa City.
She is great. I love her work. She used to be with Iron Maiden's tribute band, cover band. And she's a big Los Angeles Rams fan. She plays the national anthem there a lot at their games.
Yeah.
So she's a football fan. Fair warning, she might be bragging a lot. So just
right. Yeah, she was great when we played down here with her. Her whole crew was very, very open and nice, and kind of hung out with them all night. So it was cool to get on that show as well.
Oh, she has to be laid back. You play with Alice Cooper, for God's sake. You got to be, you got to be a little laid back right there. So you guys are going, you got it's an EP out, not a full album. You have your EP available.
We have a couple EPs available and a few singles. We're actually haven't mentioned this yet, but the day after we play Rockfest, we're actually putting out our next song. So pretty excited for that one as well. But we got a couple more songs coming out this year. No real plans to do a full album right now, but eventually the cards might be there. But right now we're kind of good with just putting out one song at a time and riding that wave. So,
Well, the
So
way stuff is today, yeah.
the current song is
Go ahead.
the current song is Disconnected, and that is very, very good. And that came out in May. That was dropped in May. Now, I was listening to an interview recently that mentioned the next song will be released in July. Is that the one you're talking about, Joe?
Yep.
As far as coming out already in a couple next week.
yep. So
Nice.
our plan is to release that song the day after we play at Rockfest. So when we play at Rockfest on the 14th, we're going to play that live for the first time, and then we're going to drop it on the 15th that very next day. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
So Andy, what we'll do is we'll promote that then on the site, on the Facebook page and stuff, on Twitter,
Yeah.
because I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, it looks very exciting. That's kind of a ballady song, Disconnect. Everybody puts one of those per album. Do you guys, is that kind of your genre? Like a 5-to-1, 6-to-1 ratio, 6 rock songs to 1 ballad?
So far that's
Yeah.
been about what it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have like in one other slow song maybe.
Yeah, we have one other slow song, and there's still like a lot of distortion and stuff to
Yeah.
it at certain parts. This is really like the first song that we've done that even comes anywhere close to a ballad. It didn't start that way. We didn't really know what that song was going to be.
Yeah.
So Joel, one of our guitar players, when he first joined the band, that was one of the first things that he sort of brought that he wanted to explore a little bit more. And it was just an acoustic guitar and a set of lyrics. And over the course of about a year, we got together a number of different times and recorded it and then deleted it and then re-recorded it and changed a bunch of parts. And what you guys hear is what we finally came up with and decided that worked best for the song. So yeah, it kind of starts out as more of a ballad and then slowly builds into this just huge open rock song. So
Yeah, it is a really, really good song. Not too long, 5 minutes. That's good length for a song. Some of these newer bands, their songs come out, they're like 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
yeah.
Yeah, I like the longer songs. It's a little better. Is there any, like you're playing at Rockfest? Do you ever play like with other tribute bands? Like say a tribute band's playing at a town festival. Will you play in a group like that, or do you guys stick with just original performers?
So when NonGrata plays shows, we play pretty much with only other original bands.
Okay.
Which a lot of people have different opinions on it, but the reason we do that is just because we want people to take us seriously as an original band. And I think in order to do that, you have to play with other people who take themselves seriously as an original band.
So they'll think you're a cover band when you come out too and be disappointed.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. And like we did fill in actually on one tribute band show. We had played with a couple different tribute bands. There was a Rob Zombie tribute band. There was a Slipknot tribute band,
Guar.
and a Guar tribute band as well. So like,
Nice.
yes, exactly. So we ended up filling in on that show, and it was cool because there was a lot of people there that were there to see the artists that were being tributed, and then we played, and all those people were kind of like, what the heck is this, you know? But it was still a fun show. There's a lot of people there. But I think if we're gonna be taken seriously as a original artist, then we need to stick to playing with original artists. But no knocking tribute bands. You know, that's a lot of work. And
No, I get it. So you don't want to get mixed up in that
absolutely
group. You know.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not opposed to throwing a good cover song into a set either. I like a good cover here and there.
Right, but you don't want to make the whole set all cover songs either, because
Exactly.
that turns out just being rehearsal. You know.
Exactly.
5 years from now,
Early Van Halen stuff. So a lot of covers.
every other song from Van Halen's covered. 5 years from now, you're on your big worldwide tour. You get to pick who's opening up for you.
Ooh, right now, man, I would just be happy opening up a tour.
Who do you want to open for then?
All right, who do you want to open for? One band. Go. We could open for one.
None of these 3 band bits. It's one opener and the headliner. You're opening for one
the
band.
headliner, and we're opening. All right.
Yeah. Each one of you guys, who would you pick? Each one. Let's go down the road here.
Oh man, I don't know.
That's a really hard question.
I would love to say like, oh man, like a Seven Dust. I think doing a tour with Seven Dust would be awesome. They were one of my favorite bands for so long, and they're all just super great guys. I think that would be my pick. Would be a Seven Dust, or like a Bullet for My Valentine. That would be cool too.
Okay. Yep. If the other one couldn't make it, yes.
Right.
And we've got your their email address there to contact you guys is going down on the crawl right now. So for the listeners out there, when they see this, feel free to reach out to these guys. I've heard good things about your quick response time. They're on responding to various emails and things. That's always a good.
I'm a psycho.
That's awesome to do that, because that goes a long way.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
All right.
great. That's great.
You guys think of one?
I think Non-Point would be really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
We played a show with
Yeah.
them, probably a year ago?
It was
now?
October.
Last October, and it was just like super fun. They were really cool guys. The energy was really high that whole show, and I just think that they'd be a great time to hang out with and get to know more.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and these little shows, that's where you meet more people, you get more connections,
Yep.
Mhm.
That's how you
Absolutely.
do it. Well, just so you know, we like to plug ourselves as Carver County's fastest growing podcast right now. So we're gonna rocket launch you guys up here in Minnesota. You guys start getting the likes and the follows from up here, and we'll see you up here sometime soon. Hopefully, sooner than later. Lots of little clubs up here, lots of good bars up here to play at. People love going to those. So start small. They'll just play in Rochester, work your way up in southern Minnesota, work your way up.
Sure.
Work your way up. We'd love to see you guys up here. You got any more
You
questions?
guys, here's a question. Have you guys played outdoors before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We play outdoors all the time. We did
Okay.
we did a 4th of July Battle of the Bands last year that was outdoors.
Yeah.
We played a big rock festival in Cedar Rapids. There was 4 or 5 other local bands on it. That was a blast. But yeah, we've played outside when it's been 100 degrees before, and it's brutal, but it's fun.
It's
You haven't made it big and played the Indian.
Shaking as you're moving.
Bring in 2 flatbed bed trailers and try not to fall off of it. Yeah, we've done that.
Just on the trailers, or you just play on a trailer, or is there a full stage set up for those outdoor ones?
So the Battle of the Bands we played, there was 2 big flatbed trailers, and we put them together, and there was holes in it.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Planks that were broken, and all kinds of stuff.
Everywhere. And
Every time you run around, you're trying not to trip
it's
over
like,
something.
am I
or
gonna
fall
fall
off.
over at some point?
Yep.
That's the stories in 5-10 years. You could say back
Well,
when we
if
started.
it's okay, I
out.
can play that. I can play a clip here.
Yeah,
Actually,
but
let's
look
see
at
if
the
this
songs
works
will go
here.
out.
No, it looks like I already played.
Rewind that again. Anything else? So we got your website
You know what?
down there.
I think it already. Oh,
Facebook page. You guys are a great follow on Facebook. Spotify page is very good.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to get a hold of us, either Facebook or email is really the fastest way. Shoot us a message. We have on our website as well. We have a merch store up there, so you can get T-shirts and hats and all kinds of stuff on there. That all goes directly to us and helps us out. So yeah, I mean, check that out. But if you're contacting us, definitely through Facebook or email, and then you can always follow us on Spotify and Apple Music and all that too. Save our stuff, add it to playlists. That's really the best way to let Spotify know that people want to hear more of us. So
Exactly.
every little follow or every time you hit save on a song, it helps out a lot. So
what is the
Likes and
tag?
saves
What's the
that up, yeah.
hashtag?
hashtag NonGrata.
Just NonGrata. Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Now, Andy, you had a question you asked me that we forgot to ask already. Are there other bands named NonGrata out there, and how does that work as far as
Yeah, that's a good question. So when I first put the band together, we had come up with this name. And at that point, there was only one other one that was in Europe, but they spelled it a little bit differently. And since then, there's been a number of other artists that have popped up that I've found that they'll put a space in between the non or the grata. They'll capitalize just the N or just a different letter. But as far as I know, we're the only ones who spell it the way that we do.
I see. And it's all one word.
Yeah, we keep it all one word just to kind of separate ourselves a little bit and make it a little bit more recognizable for us.
Did Exodus have a song called Non-Grata?
Their new album.
Non-Grata.
Yeah, their new album is called Persona Non-Grata. That
Yeah,
came
that's
out.
right.
Because I remember when they announced that album, I looked at it and I was like, no way.
They're fans of yours.
Yeah, I guess. I wish. Yeah, I mean, it's not like a super unique name. It's not like a name that no one else in the world has. But hopefully, like that name becomes synonymous with our work, and when people hear that name, they think of our music and not somebody else who's had that name as well. So
Awesome.
right.
I don't have any further questions, Andy. Do you?
No, just give Nita my best. She is on my laminated 5. So tell her I said hi.
we'll do.
We will. We will.
All right, that's all I got. And see you in about a month, Talon.
Yeah, we'll see you in about a month.
Yep. A month from today, as I keep getting reminded.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep, thanks
Of
for
course.
having us.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a good one. Good luck with everything. All righty. So that, ladies and gentlemen, NonGrata, band out of Iowa City, Iowa,
Yep.
doing all original work.
Very impressed.
All original. Their latest song released called Disconnected came out in May, and they just announced here, I think first just on our show that
Breaking
the next song
news.
is going to be released July 15th. June 15th.
July 15th.
No, July 15th.
Right after they're done playing at in Cadott at Rockfest, they'll perform the song live, then release it the next
So
day.
July 15th. They'll
And we
release it
will-
July 15th. That's awesome.
We will share that information here. But that's all I got, Dan. You got anything else, sir?
Awesome. Do you have anything else?
Not too
Yeah,
much.
I do recommend looking at some of their videos. Their music videos is pretty. They got some good stuff out there as far as well done too. So
Yeah. Very well done.
that's all I got for the show.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I've got. Have a good week, everyone.
We will see you Sunday night for the sports part.